and welcome to Grandad's Reviews. In this video I'm going to have a look at the very basics of setting up your Fuji camera. I'm aiming this basically at the people who've probably just been using a mobile phone or a very small or cheap compact, and they decided to pick up a Fuji camera and go into interchangeable lens mirrorless photography. So I thought I'd chop this into small chunks. So I'll start with the very basics to start with, fitting the lens, the battery, putting it in a basic auto setting just to get you started, and then I'll do follow-up videos to take you further along that road. So we'll start off with the very basics. So yes, so I've got the X-T3, X-T30, and I'm basing it on these cameras just because I think these will be what most people will probably be starting with, maybe the XA range, but if you're going for slightly further, probably X-T30, and they say you can get some good deals X-T3 at the moment. So we'll just have a look at the very basics, and I'll start with the X-T30. So when you get the camera, it'll basically be this lens cap on, and you'll probably get it with a kit lens, which is this 15 to 45 XC lens. So we'll probably get it as this kit. You'll also get with it your battery, charger, and a USB cable. Now, first thing you want to do is put the battery on charge. Depending on your country, you'll have obviously different adapters for that. And you've got an arrow in here, an arrow here, and your connections. Put it on charge, plug it in, and leave it to fully charge. I've got a accessory grip on this one, just ignore that. So when you've got your battery fully charged, it goes in the bottom of the camera. You should have an orange dot, and then in the battery door you'll see an orange lever. The orange lines up with the orange, so it clicks like that. Put it in, log it in. What I suggest you do for the first at least 48 hours is don't take that battery out, because there is an internal battery in the camera that other battery will charge, and that other little battery needs to be fully charged so that when you do change the battery or the battery goes flat, you don't lose any settings that you've set in the camera. If that little battery isn't fully charged and the other battery goes flat or you take it out, you'll lose all that and you'll be back to where you started from. Next, you've got your lens, and you'll have the bottom cap and the front cap. Now, a tip when putting these on is loosen that bottom cap, take your camera and point the camera down. Now when you take this cap off, you will see there's a red dot, and that red dot lines up with the red dot on the lens. But point that down, and the reason for that is you don't want dust falling on the sensor. So dust is going to fall down most of the time, and don't change this when it's really windy as well, because you'll get dust blown into it. So then you want to line up the two red dots, twist, and the lens is on. Now you've got the lens on, battery in. What we need is something to record those images on. Now if you're just doing stills, you're not going to be that interested in video, then any good quality card will do. I've got here 32 gig SanDisk Extreme, which will be fine for stills. if you're going to do some video on the X-T30, you'll be fine. There's something like this that says V30 on it, and then you'll be fine. If you're going to do video in the X-T3 at its highest settings, then really you could do with something that says V60, and these are V60 cards. They're a lot dearer, but you're more reliable for you. You can use these kind of cards where you get the little micro SD and you can put it in the holder. They do work fine as well. So where your battery was on the X-T30, so you get your card, terminals down, put it in the wrong way, it won't go in. But if you put it in the correct way, push it down and it'll click and we go straight down. Close the battery door and you're ready to go. Now on the X-T30 you've got this switch here and it says auto, so you can just flick that to auto, then the camera will do everything itself completely automatically. It'll change it to JPEG and it'll do all its settings itself. But another way to have a bit more control over that, just to start with, is this dial set to A, this dial on S, just there. Always remember to take the lens cap off. Now this lens here has no aperture ring. Now the shutter speed is going to be controlled by the camera because we're on A on here. Now you can see the bottom of the screen. You press this front dial, you'll see dot move. When it's over where it says aperture, so where you see the aperture, keep going up and up until it goes white, and then the aperture is being controlled by the camera. If you press that front dial again, the dot goes over where it says ISO. Now if you keep scrolling that up, come to one that says auto, and you should have 3 auto settings there. And if you've not changed anything in the main menu, you should have ISO auto to 800, ISO to 1600 and 32. So now you've set the camera into, as you can see there, it says P program mode. So now the camera is going to set the aperture, the shutter speed and the ISO for you. Now the next thing to set is this little dial here, and this is for your focusing. So at the moment I've got it on MF for manual focus. Next one is continuous focus, so it will focus continuously if the object is moving, so if you've got a moving object. And then the far one is single shot, and with single shot, as soon as you half press the shutter, it'll lock on to the focus, the box will go green and you can take a photo. So that is the basic setup on the X-T30, just to get you going. Let's have a look at the basic setup on the X-T3. So on the X-T3 we're basically the same. I've got a grip on this one just to, that's what I was using for last, but everything's basically the same. Now if you've got it, the lens kit, you've probably got this lens here, which is the 18 to 35, and you've got some switches, and you've also got the aperture ring. Again, same thing when fitting it. Loosen off that bottom bit, take this cap off, pointing down, red dot to red dot, lock it on. Battery's the same. Only difference over the X-T30 is where your memory cards go. They go in the side, and you can have 2 in here. As I say, if you're doing video, then these V60 type cards are going to be your best bet. If you're just doing stills, then any good quality V30 card will do. Now, to put this one into fully auto, we haven't got a switch like the X-T30 on the top here just to switch to auto, but we have got dials on the top to put it into auto, and on the lens. So on the lens, we've got this switch here, which has got an A on it. So when it's in the bottom bit around that circle, we control the aperture with this aperture ring. Put it on A, then the camera will control the aperture. On the top, on here, shutter speed we put to A, and on here, your ISO to A. And then on the front, we've got a similar switch, and just for basic photography, we'll put it on S. And now the camera is in program mode, where the camera will do most of the work for you, as long as you get that focus point on whatever you're going to photograph. Now there is another dial here on the X-T3, and this is exposure compensation, and you leave that in 0. Now also on the X-T3, remember, fully charged battery first, leave it in for at least 48 hours to get that internal battery charged up. When you first switch it on, just go through all the setup menus, which you put in the time, the date and such like on, and away you can shoot. So that's the basic setup on the X-T30 and the X-T3. And I say that's the very basic. When you've took it out of the box and you just want to go ahead and take your first images, that's how I would set it up. Now in the next video we'll go into further details of changing the other dials so you can get some more control over the actual camera. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified, hit that bell button. Till next time, see you later.